All right, here today with my coding buddy, Kira, and we have been going through the same bug for past couple hours. And I knew I just needed to take a break, step back, and I came back to it maybe like I don't know, not even 20 minutes later. Immediately solved the problem. And this has happened a lot in the past months, nearly a year of coding. And what I've found is that a lot of times it might just be you need to step back and let your subconscious do the thinking. But other times when you leave your your train of thought and your thought process just gets like a cut. It just breaks. So you leave it. So you're no longer in the same line of thinking that you were when you were previously working. And by doing that, by disconnecting that and coming back to it with a fresh mind, with a fresh new perspective, you oftentimes find the bug not immediately, but like it feels like it's nearly immediate when you sit back down and had that break and had that um, refresh. So if you're stuck on a problem right now or you don't know what to do next, instead of trying to force it and trying to make the right decision immediately, understand that these things can take time. So the best thing to do is not always doing anything. Sometimes stepping back and letting silence fill that void just for a little bit, just so you can clear your brain, just so you can clear and get a fresh new perspective. And I'm talking about coding for me, but this is relevant to all things in life because a lot of times we like to rush into decisions because speed is great, action is great, but it's not always the case, especially when these are decisions that need to be given more thought or to need to that have a big impact, a big directional impact on your life. Now, again, I'm not speaking of coding. Like for example, um, I have a friend actually, just came to mind, who I talked to, I don't know, maybe yesterday or a couple days ago, and he's having a problem with his girlfriend in his relationship, and there's a lot to it. I won't really explain. I'm not gonna go into that, but the biggest thing is that when you're deciding between two big decisions that can change your life, change the direction of your life, you we often rush into it thinking about the most recent pieces or most recent problems. And we're kind of stuck in that zone. So a lot of times it's very beneficial to step back and to get a wider picture and to kind of just refresh and be like, okay, the relationship like they've probably been together like a year and a half now, and they're he's thinking of making a decision based off of X amount of timeline. That's not a full year and a half. And by just taking a step back and thinking about it, even just talking about it to people, it will allow you to make a more thought out decision, not just based off of how you're feeling that day or that week, but one that will actually be the best decision for you long term. So I know I don't want to talk too much about it, so it was a little bit of a kind of like beating around the bush there. But the point of this video is that when you have a big decision to make, the sometimes you need speed on your side and you need to just take action and choose a decision, whether it's right or wrong doesn't matter. But sometimes you need a little bit of finesse. And when you need that and when it's very directionally heavy, or that decision will change the direction in your life, sometimes it's worth taking a step back and thinking about it, because rushing into it can lead to more damage than taking a minute. And I don't mean take a month to think about it, because you don't need a month. All you really need is maybe a night of peace and silence and nothing going on up here except for a break, or maybe just a couple days, like a weekend. So when you're in trouble or you're trying to figure out the right decision, sometimes the best decision in that moment is to step back and not to make a decision. Good luck.